everybody, welcome to Kelvin's Coin TV. My name is Ross. Today we are tier ranking every spell from Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Now our artifacts one was a little controversial. This one will also be, I'm sure of it, because I have very strong opinions about spells in Heroes of Might and Magic 2. I usually play wizards and warlocks, so spellcasting is super important to my gameplay. I think I know a little bit about spells here in Heroes of Might and Magic 2, but let me know in the comments what you think. And hit that subscribe button if you want to see more tier rankings. So let's jump right into it. We got a lot of spells here. I'm looking at the lightning bolts right here. Lightning bolt to me, A tier. Easy A tier for lightning bolt. It's the spell I'm casting most of the time. It deals a lot of damage. It only costs 7 spell points, which is manageable. Level 2 spell, gotta be A tier for sure. Its counterpart, chain lightning, S baby. Starting off with A's and S's, nothing but. Chain lightning blows things up. Excellent late game spell for just ending fights with one spell. Amazing. Easy S tier for me. Magic arrow is a first level spell worth 3 spell points. It deals 10 times your spell power damage. This is an excellent first level spell. Really good for the early game. I gotta make it at least B tier. I might come back to this. I might come back to this and make it A tier, but easily a B tier spell for me. Damage dealing. It's not an elemental spell, so you can cast it against golems and things that are resistant to lightning and cold and fire. So that's definitely B tier for me. Teleport is a really good late game spell. This is the way you get your Minotaur Kings, your Unicorns, your Master Swordsmen in the fight late in the game, your Ogre Lords, your Skeleton Horde if you're a Necromancer. This is a really good late game spell, but that's its only use. It's a level 3 spell that costs 9 spell points. Definitely worth it if you have that stack of creatures that keeps getting blinded at the outset of a fight, or ones that you can't get into a fight before it's over. Really good for teleporting something next to a ranged unit to block it. I'm making it a B tier for now. It's very situational, but very, very helpful. Berserker's up next, costs 12 spell points. It causes the thing that you berserk to attack the nearest creature. Mildly helpful, in my opinion. Really good for reducing numbers and things like that. Excellent for berserking a unit next to something like a dragon or a phoenix. So maybe it's over its breath weapon that does multiple hexes hits something else. There are better spells. I'm going C tier with Berserker. It costs a lot of spell points and it's not that effective. Dispel Magic is a level 1 spell. It costs 5 spell points. It just removes all magical effects on the target. Incredibly useful spell, especially early on in the game. It's got to be at least B tier, so I'm putting in B for now. Might revisit this one too. Dispel Magic is good. Similarly to that, we have Mass Dispel and Anti-Magic. Anti-Magic, you cast it on anything, it can no longer be affected by spells. This is super good. I'm actually going to put Mass Dispel, which removes all spell effects on the battlefield for you, your troops, and everyone else's. Oh, B+, maybe an A. Anti-Magic, same vein. B tier spell. Really good. I love using Anti-Magic. It's incredibly helpful. B tier, maybe A tier. I don't know. We'll see how many A tier and S tier spells we have. I'll come back and revisit B tier, I think. B tier is the one we're going to come back and revisit. Hypnotize. So similar to Berserker, you can control an enemy's unit, and it depends on how many hit points are in that stack. So you're not going to be hypnotizing a lot of things unless your spell power is outrageously high. Again, not as useful as just blowing stuff up with chain lightning or lightning bolt. I'm going to also make the C tier because it's the same sort of flavor as Berserker. It costs a little more. It's a little more difficult to use. Maybe it's D tier. Certainly not higher than C for me. Cold Ray and Cold Ring. Now they're elemental spells. Cold Ray focuses Cold Ray on a single target. It does 20 times your spell power damage to that thing, provided they're not resistant to cold by means of an artifact or their natural creature ability. Lightning Bolt, for reference, does 25 times your spell power damage, so it's very close to Lightning Bolt. Only costs 6 as opposed to Lightning Bolt 7. I gotta make it A tier. This is an excellent level 2 spell. It's just really good at any phase of the game. Cold Ring, on the other hand, deals 10 times your spell power to everything but the center point. Goes, psh, hits all the hexes around it. Not that useful. Not that useful. Doesn't deal that much damage. D tier for me, dog. Sorry, Cold Ring. I'm doing you dirty. I know I am. Let me know in the comments how you like to use Cold Ring. I could be wrong about it. I just don't get it. All right, can we talk a second about view mines, view artifacts, view towns, view heroes, view resources, and view all? View all, by the way, level 4 spell. You spend that much money on a mage guild, you better be getting Chain Lightning, not view all. Although I will put view all in its own tier than these other spells because it is actually incredibly useful. View all shows you a map with everything on it. The map is revealed. You see where all the towns are, where all the heroes are, where all the mines are, all the artifacts are. It is helpful. And it is a spell I have cast often. I'm making it C tier. These other ones, the only one I've ever cast is View Mines, and that's because it only costs 1, and I like the standard game Mineral Wars, where you're trying to find where all the mines are. I don't cast these spells. I don't do it. I don't do it. F tier. I'm sorry. All of them F tier. Something's got to be F. I'm making it these. Next up, we have Death Ripple and Death Wave. They're both similar spells. Death Wave is an upgraded version of Death Ripple. Deals damage to all non-undead creatures, all living creatures. This is a classic Necromancer spell. Death Ripple doesn't deal nearly as much damage as Death Wave, so I'm gonna put them in different tiers. But Death Wave is a spell you can cast at any stage of the game, as long as you're not fighting other Necromancers, and it's helpful. It's a good spell. Death Ripple deals 5 times your spell power. Death Wave deals 10 times your spell power. So it's almost like casting a magic arrow to every enemy target, which is really good. I'm going to put Death Wave at B tier, right there with Magic Arrow. I'm going to put Death Ripple at C, only because it just doesn't deal as much damage. Excellent spells, though. These are classic Necromancer spells. Speaking of Necromancer spells, Animate Dead. If you're a Necromancer, you need the spell. B tier, easy. I want to talk a little bit about Shield and Mass Shield. Now, in my live streams on Twitch, chat has a pretty negative review on Shield. I think Shield is useful. It halves the damage from ranged attacks. Halves it. Doesn't give you resistance to it or something. Doesn't upgrade your defense skill. It just takes the max damage that is being dealt to you and cuts it in half. No questions asked. I think it's handy. Chat doesn't seem to agree. I never cast Mass Shield because range attacks are only ever going to one target anyway. So Mass Shield I'm making D tier. Shield I'm making C. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with that. If I rated it too high or too low. Identify Hero, Summon Boat, Town Gate, Town Portal. Haunt. We're going to talk about these 5 spells together. Not that they have anything to do with one another. As a matter of fact, Town Gate and Town Portal are the only ones that are related. But they're just all spells like the view spells that you can cast on the world map instead of in a battle. Identify Hero, I almost never use. I'm making that an F tier. Never use it. Not that helpful. I'll find out what the hero can do when I'm fighting him. Haunt, if I can't have it, no one can. I mean, be more mature, all right? You would cast this on a mine to keep it out of enemy hands, but you don't control it. It's not a set elemental guardian spell, which is this one. Oh no, that's summon air elemental. We'll get to the set guardian spells later. It just means ghosts are in it now and no one's benefiting from it. Grow up. F. Summon Boat is completely useless if you're in a landlocked map. If you know you're in a landlocked map and you learned it at a shrine, no big deal. If it's in your mage guild as a level 2 spell when you could be getting Lightning Bolt or Cold Ray, kind of hurts. But if you're on a map with water, it's an excellent spell. Because of its situational tendency, I would make it B tier. I love casting the spell, but I'm going to make it C because it is absolutely useless in a landlocked map. Town Gate returns you to the closest unoccupied friendly town. Town Portal lets you teleport anywhere to any town you want that you control on the map. Town Portal costs 20. Town Portal, I think, can only be had through spell scrolls in the expansion, through pyramids, and from the Battle Garbavounder in the expansion. I mean, freaking easy S tier. Are you kidding me? To be able to teleport to any town, get any troop you want on the map, and then teleport back to a town to get back into the action. Oh my god. It's game breaking and it's silly. Easy S tier. Town Gate is not nearly as helpful, but it's still a really powerful spell. Not an A tier spell, but a B tier spell, in my opinion. A tier, we're saving for special spells. Like, for instance, Blind. A tier spell. Blind is the AI's favorite spell. It makes it so that a blinded creature can't do anything. They can retaliate once you hit them, but that's about it. Otherwise, they're useless in a fight. And they lose a turn in initiative too. They don't get to move or attack. So you can blind them again next round. Make sure they just never have a turn. The computer loves doing this against me when they're winning a battle. They'll just blind my creatures one after the other and attack them. And I'm just sitting there like this. And chat is like going, oh my god, you're getting pwned. You suck at this game. A tier spell. It is amazing. It's awesome. Not every creature is prone to it. Not every creature is prone to it. But if they are, you blind them. The fight is controlled to a massive degree. You've pretty much already won. Next up, we're going to talk about Bless spells. Bless is a level 1 spell. It lets a single unit, a single stack of creatures, deal maximum damage. Mass Bless just does it to your entire army. Really good early level spell. Really good. I'm actually going to put Bless in B tier. And I'm actually going to put Mass Bless, believe it or not, at A tier. I think it's a really good spell. Making your units deal max damage, pretty good. Pretty good, especially if you have a super high attack skill. You're going to be housing fools pretty easily with Bless spells. So I can't ignore that. I don't often cast Bless, but I'll give it its due. It's a good spell. Stone Skin and Steel Skin are related. They increase the defense rating of single units. Stone Skin is good. I'm going to make it D tier. Steel Skin is like the upgraded version. I'm going to make it C tier. Good spells. I just normally cast other ones. That's all. Curse and Mass Curse. Maybe we should have done this right after Bless. This is the opposite. It makes sure that a unit deals minimum damage. Not as compelling to me as Bless and Mass Bless, honestly. So I actually think Curse is a C tier spell. I will cast it at early levels if I don't have any other spell. And Mass Curse, I'm actually going to put in the same tier. C tier. As cool as it is to make enemies deal minimum damage, I would rather cast another spell. Cure and Mass Cure are more expensive versions of Dispel Magic. They restore hit points equal to, I think it's 5 times your spell power. I cast Cure when I don't have Dispel Magic. That's really it. I'm going to put these spells in D tier. If you watch my gameplay, you have seen me cast these spells. I do think they're useful. I would rather cast Dispel Magic because they're both cheaper. The hit point restoration is secondary. D tier because I'd rather have other spells. That's all. Resurrect and Resurrect True. Resurrect brings back dead units to a stack until the end of the fight, and then they're dead permanently. Resurrect True just brings them back. They're back in your army. Resurrect True is an S tier spell. I mean, without question. Resurrect is B, A. I'm going to go with B. It's the same thing as Animate Dead, really. Actually, does Animate Dead bring back undead units permanently? Let me look that up. You know what? Animate Dead raises undead units permanently. It's just like a Resurrect True just for undead units. I'm going to put that in A tier. That's a better spell than I thought it was. Okay, let's talk about these spells here. Haste, Slow, Mass Slow, and where's Mass Haste? Let's talk about these spells here. Mass Haste, Mass Slow, Haste, and Slow. Haste and Mass Haste. Haste will increase a unit's speed. Mass Haste will do it for your entire army. Slow will reduce in a creature's speed. Mass Slow will do it for the whole enemy army. First of all, Haste as a level 1 spell is just like Bless. Like it's easily B tier, maybe A tier. Maybe A tier. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put Mass Haste at A tier. You're gonna need haste for your skeletons and for your ogres and for your golems if you carry them in your army. Slower units can't get into battle fast enough. Hydras, you gotta haste them if you're gonna carry them in an army. Really important spell, really useful spell. It's almost never a bad idea to cast haste. Mass haste just does it for your whole army, so I'm gonna put it in A tier. Slow is similar. Slow can change a fight or help you control it. I'm going to put that in B tier. Mass slow, however, mass slow. Look at me. Fucking look at me. Mass slow is the best spell in the game. Mass slow is the best spell in Heroes of Might and Magic 2. I mean, S+ tier. Can I put it in an S+ tier? It is the most battlefield controlling spell they've ever designed for any Heroes game. You cast Mass Slow, your enemy will probably not get a turn. You just sit there and decimate them with your own units. That is powerful as hell. Those fights where you're up against a horde of phoenixes, Mass Slow. Or you're up against a crap ton of nomads or champions or cavaliers, Mass Slow, and you pretty much win. Flying units like vampires, vampire lords, phoenixes, like I mentioned earlier, bone dragons, done. Gargoyles, griffins, done. Mass Slow, all at once. The best spell in the game. Of course, it doesn't affect normal dragons. They're immune to magic, but Mass Slow is the best spell in the game. Closely followed by Dimension Door. Dimension Door will teleport your character on the world map. It is the best way to break the game. You can teleport past mountains, past barriers, past forests, past anything to get to anywhere on the map you damn well please. Islands close together, Dimension Door. You don't need to waste turns getting in and out of boats. You're racing to defend a town that the enemy is about to take. You Dimension Door there, you beat them. Easily an S tier spell. That might be the second best spell in the game. All right, now it's time for the lightning round. We're gonna do a bunch at once. Mirror Image, decent spell, creates a copy that only has 1 hit point of anything you want on the battlefield. I'm going to make it A tier. It's hard to use, but that keeps it from being S tier, but still really effective. Meteor Shower, it's powerful, deals a lot of damage. I almost never use it. I'm going to make it C tier. It deals a lot of damage, so C tier is fine. Elemental Storm, it deals damage to everything on the battlefield. For some reason, phoenixes are immune to it, and of course, dragons. Same thing, C tier. Armageddon deals a crap ton of damage to everything on the battlefield. This is the ultimate, oh crap, I'm losing, time to like deal as many casualties as I can. I'm actually going to make it A tier because it is very effective. It's a very effective tool for that. Better than Elemental Storm. Visions, this spell sucks, F tier. Set Fire Guardian, similar to Haunt, you still get to control the mind for this one, so D tier. I'm going to make it C tier. It's a really good way to make sure that your resources are in your control. Summon Air Elemental, summon Earth Elemental, summon Fire Elemental. We're going to loop them all into this one icon. Same thing with Set Fire Guardian, Set Earth Guardian, etc. Summoning elementals to the battlefield, dope as shit. So here we go, A tier. Holy Word, and then its upgraded version, Holy Shout, deals damage to undead creatures, similar to Death Wave and Death Ripple, only the inverse. Living things are unaffected. Holy Word will go C tier. And then Holy Shout's going to go B tier. Disrupting Ray. The AI loves casting the spell. I thought it was a waste until if you watch my Archibald playthrough, used it exclusively against Roland and his Titans, and it won the day for me. B tier. B tier spell. Thank you for winning that fight for me. Dragon Slayer sucks. F. Bloodlust is all right, a decent spell for first level. I'm going to make it D tier. It's just not that useful. Certainly not a late game spell. It increases the attack rating of a single unit. Earthquake damages walls and turrets, can be useful, but like cast other spells, D tier. Fireball and Fire Blast. So we talked a lot about Lightning Bolt and Cold Ray. I don't ever really cast fire spells. They deal damage to multiple targets, both of them. Fireball less so than Fire Blast. They're both expensive. I don't ever cast them, but they are elemental spells that can do some stuff. And if you're really good at using them, then I think you would rate these higher. I'm putting Fire Blast at B, and I'm putting Fireball at C. Let me know in the comments how you use the fire spells, because I think I need to do a better job of it myself. And finally, we have Paralyze. Similar to Blind, it costs a little more. You don't get to retaliate after you get hit when you're paralyzed. A tier. It's a good spell. Plus, it affects a lot more things that would be otherwise immune to blind, like undead, for instance. You can paralyze undead. Anyway, that is our tier ranking. Let me know what you think. If I made fun of your favorite spell, I'm not sorry. Thank you for watching Kelvin's Coin TV. My name is Ross. This has been tier ranking every spell in Heroes of Might and Magic 2. I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.